Hi, Unite for Her. Welcome to Giving Tuesday. My name is Erin Pellegrin. I am our Senior Director of Culinary Nutrition and Education. Many of you, if you've tuned in for our education segments, you're probably familiar with me, but it is truly my honor to be here with one of our national community members who I have had the opportunity to connect with for years at this point. So it is truly my honor to bring you Cheryl Houston, who is one of our metastatic community members, a Unite for Her community member. And she is coming to us from Northeast in the great state of Maine this afternoon. Cheryl, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's been so wonderful. And truly, I feel so grateful to be given the opportunity to have met you and continue to connect with you each month. Can you tell our Unite for Her community that may be watching a little bit about your treatment journey or how you got connected with Unite for Her?
Absolutely. So I was diagnosed in 2015 with what they thought was a non-aggressive, very small tumor in my right breast. I had a partial mastectomy. There was anecdotal evidence that I should do additional therapies, but they didn't have any real conclusive evidence. So I thought I was one of the lucky ones. They caught it early and I was going to skate through the rest of my life. And in fact, what happened was nearly 5 years later, so I'm just coming up on my second anniversary, which is the second 5 years of cancer. And I woke up one morning and I was nearly blind in my right eye. And so it was a shock. And I thought, oh, goodness, it must be allergies. Last thing on my mind was that it was breast cancer. Went to several eye docs and they said, no, it just looks like it might be part of, allergies or seasonal in Florida. And in fact, something kept, just pushing me to check it out. I went to a retinologist and he said, have you ever had breast cancer? He said, it looks like breast cancer that's behind your retina. And in fact, that's exactly what it was. So all the tests came back that it was metastatic. It was in my lungs, my bones, obviously the behind my eye. And it was really frightening. It was just terrifying because, of course you go online and you're looking at statistics and there's lots of misinformation. There's lots of good information, but it's really hard to sift through everything that you're reading. So I made a promise to myself that I would take whatever time I needed to explore all of the modalities that might be helpful. And that's when I found you folks. You were one of the resources that was listed, and I immediately reached out and you sent me this amazing care packet that was actually, this is what launched part of my connection really solidly. There was a cookbook that was filled with organic, holistic cooking. And I thought, oh, no better time to learn. Exactly what I did. I started cooking and juicing and making that part of my healing. In the meantime, of course, I was going to all the Western medicine docs, Dana-Farber, Moffitt in Tampa, getting excellent care. Amazing team of doctors. Bascom Eye Institute out of Miami did 2 laser surgeries on my right eye, thinking that I wouldn't lose my eye, but not recover most of my eyesight. And in fact, I got 80%.
Wow.
So I'm kind of blind in some ways in that eye because I lost a portion of the vision. But really, the journey has been, it's been such a mixed blessing. I think, the initial fear, but taking that time and starting the journey in a holistic way has made the difference. And 5 years later, I'm still considered no active disease. So that means that I still have those spots of cancer, but they're metabolically inactive.
Yeah.
And you big part of that because you gave me this opportunity to be able to go to Whole Foods and buy the freshest, most organic vegetables possible.
Yeah.
Exactly what I
And
did.
I will say one of the first memories I have of when we connected was your motivation to really focus on nutrition, the importance that you placed on that in terms of your health and how you're going to support yourself. And really just that focus. I mean, it was like I could tell that this was a priority. This had been a priority. This was the way that you're living. You know, even some of the pictures that you've shared of your roasted vegetables from your CSA and things that you've gotten. I mean, it's been really wonderful to be a supportive arm of this piece that has been such a big role, that has played such a big role in your overall well-being the last 10 years, frankly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I credit you guys, and I share all the time that it was educational based, but yet there's a counseling component. I know that you probably don't share that, but just having that opportunity to connect with someone who really understands the importance of it, because I have a wonderful support system in my family, and my husband loves to be the beneficiary of all these wonderful recipes. But
I'm sure.
he doesn't really necessarily understand what a commitment and how much it's impacted my health from that point forward. And I don't know that anybody would except for you folks, because you understand it, you work it, you live it. And so
Yeah.
that's been a really important piece for me.
That's wonderful. And we know that unfortunately, given so many people, that the financial burden that comes along with this type of health diagnosis, right?
Mm-hmm.
For many people, food, quality of food, healthfulness is the first thing that sort of has to be put to the side because you're just trying to navigate, right? You're just trying to like work through and do the best that you can. So for us, it's like if we can at least take on some of that burden for you so that you can buy the vegetables that you like to juice, the things that you like to throw in your oven, the warm comfort foods that we're making for ourselves this time of year. If that gives you the opportunity to bring that back in to sort of, like I said, ease that burden, perhaps allow you to shop for foods that you might otherwise pass over just from a budgetary standpoint, we feel really fortunate in that.
And it is, you're absolutely right. Because when you start this journey, the expenses are unbelievable. You're traveling, you're on the road a lot, you're meeting with doctors, you have co-pays, the insurance for the medications, the co-pays are just unbelievable. And it does get to be overwhelming at times. And this is something that was strictly set aside for this purpose. I remember you saying it, you have to use it for this purpose. And I was like, for just me and my vegetables? It felt so special.
Yeah.
And I don't,
Good.
I've worked outside the home all my life. I've raised 5 children. And when you have kids and you have a family, you oftentimes fall to the back of the line. And
Yeah.
so this has actually been an opportunity for me to kind of jump to the front of the line for a change and enjoy it.
Yeah. And I love that you use that word special, right? It allows you to feel special, to feel like you're making yourself a priority because that is what we want for you. You are a priority. You are special. You are important. And so being able to continuously offer services like this is something that we want to always be by your side for.
Mm-hmm. And I think I just want to say, Erin, the relationship that's evolved between us is just such the icing on the cake. I look forward to our calls every month, just chit-chatting, because
I know.
I think with this disease, especially, I liken it to a 10-month pregnancy. It seems endless.
Yeah.
people people look at you and they forget because you look healthy and you're eating healthy and you're still
Yeah.
upright,
Yeah.
and it's years later, but the truth is you're still dealing with the illness that comes with medications, and you're still dealing with the anxiety of the scans, but you don't have too many people who can relate to that or understand it. And you folks, I know, honestly, I applaud you because I can't imagine doing this on a day-to-day basis, but it brings such a sense of connectedness to
Mhm.
something that is so difficult.
I love that, and I appreciate you sharing that, and especially because we know how important that connectedness is for any person, right? That support in any way, shape, or form is absolutely imperative to as a person sort of moves through this journey, this treatment, whatever it may look like. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that, and I feel the same way. I consider myself so fortunate to have the opportunity to meet with people like you and to support and serve you, but also I too look forward to our calls just to check in and see what's happening and
You
how's the
were,
family and where are you and what are you
yeah.
cooking? It's so great.
Well, and I missed your call and you followed up with me. And I thought, oh, that is just so lovely. She really does care. And what's so, I guess, sad about this is statistically, this is going to touch so many people
I know.
within everyone's sphere. I mean, I have friends and now family who've also been diagnosed with breast cancer. And I
Yeah.
think, my goodness, we have to create these opportunities because the supports don't exist outside of organizations like yourself. So if I can say thank you to the people who support your organization, I mean it wholeheartedly because it's made such an impact on my journey.
Wonderful. And we are so grateful for that. And certainly on a day like today, grateful for those that continue to support us and donate and give because they are truly the reason that we can continue to provide these services to people like you. So with
Absolutely.
that, I will say, we've been hearing a lot of different points of view and experiences with our community. And one thing that I've enjoyed asking our members is if there was one word that could describe the experience with the support that you've received from Unite for Her. If you had to pull it together in one word, what might that be for you, Cheryl?
Community. It's just a community. It's people like-minded who understand and can relate and support.
I love that.
Yeah.
And we will always be your community.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I appreciate your time this afternoon on this cold December and snowy afternoon. So we appreciate your time sharing your experience, Cheryl. And hopefully that this just further shares how important Giving Tuesday is to our community, to the services that we continue to offer to members in all 50 states. So we appreciate you tuning in, Cheryl. I appreciate you. I look forward to our call this month as well. And certainly stay tuned for the rest of the afternoon because we've got more stories from members from across the country to share on this Giving Tuesday. So thanks so much, everyone. Thanks, Cheryl.
Thanks, Erin.